Boo, 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 boo. Tough one, people. If you guys watched the chat, I was pretty volatile. I want to apologize first and foremost. Just very frustrating game if you're a Cowboy fan. Very frustrating game. I haven't been that frustrated in a Cowboy game in quite some time, and I'm talking even the losses. The Niner game we were never in. Um, Very frustrating. I'm gonna I'm gonna get to all the stats and everything. Our game is going to the hell in a handbasket, people. When the officiating, I said this early on in the season. It's not a good game when it's overly officiated. Let the players solve uh, who wins and who loses on the field. When officiating wants to get ticky tack on one side, and yet they blatantly miss calls on the other. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I think there was things that we could have done to eliminate the officiating. Do I think the officiating is the absolute reason why we lost? No, I don't. Eagles were the better team today simply because the score says they were. 28-23. Eagles moved to 8-1. Dallas moves to 5-3. Um, yeah, we're three. We're 2.5 games back, and right now you have the tiebreaker. Um, I don't know our health situation coming out of the game. I do know the Eagles got banged up. You see Hamid, Mr. Fake Eagle fan. You know, he's an Eagle fan, but he's not straight up. This is why I took your runts away. You don't not come on the show all game and then come in the end and try and be flex and don't say officials. Come on, man. Everybody who watched the game saw it. But I'm not going to say that's the reason why we lost. I was frustrated during the game because of that, but it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. I'm not happy about it, but again, I think this just shows that these are two of the better teams. You saw the Eagles in the locker room. You saw them. You saw Brandon Graham in his eyes like, "Whoo, we dodged a bullet." After everything seemed to be bouncing the Eagles' way. Shout out to the Eagles. You guys won. I don't know what else I need to say to you. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm proud of my quarterback. Our offensive line is struggling. I think that was a blatant mismatch. You guys are missing your guard. We had some success, not as much. We played undisciplined at times on defense. Dan Quinn said he had something for the tush push. He didn't have shit for the tush push. I mean, the tush push didn't kill us, but he didn't have nothing for it. Just stop. Um, it's just it's just a frustrating way to watch a game. I'd rather just play, and if we lose to the Eagles, we lose to you. But when the officials aren't calling you CeeDee Lamb running down the sideline, he jerking his arm, that's a pass interference. I mean, or I don't care what you call it. That's a flag. Um, it just and Dak stepping out, that was frustrating, but he tried to make a play. Um, the other play on the sideline or at the goal line with Schoonmaker, that's more points. I mean, time and time again, we had the chance to put the Eagles away, quite frankly, or go up double digits. I mean, if you look at the yardage and everything, I would say, and I haven't looked at it. I'm going to look at it with you guys. I would say we dominated the yardage. I understand we were behind. You can't say it was garbage yards. We were fighting the officials and we were fighting the Eagles. But at the end of the day, when it counted, the Eagles got the sacks. Dak, you can say what you want. He's trying to hang in there and make a play. They're hammering Dak. He's trying to make a play. He can't just keep throwing the ball out of bounds. Now, I agree. You needed to get rid of the ball, but it's not the easiest thing to do. Just some mistakes. My main egregious problem with the Cowboys is how we start off games. Yet again, we start off, I think only one game this year we looked good in the first drive. Run up the middle, incomplete. I mean, that's horrendous, Mike McCarthy. Is that on your call sheet? I mean, is that what that is? Um, Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. We will see what the health is. I hope that Dallas Goedert is okay. I really do hope he's okay. They said it's a forearm. I don't know that that's a season ender, so that's good for you guys. Now that you got a big lead, yeah, you can actually afford a little rest. Um, Jalen Hurts has got something going on. I mean, they're saying it's a bruise. I think he had a different type of injury, but yet he was running. I mean, he's a gamer. Just breaking down real quick, Brandon Aubrey. He set the all-time Cowboy record for field goals. He's made 19 in a row to start a season. He owns the record. We were all worried about the field goal kicker, and we got one. He made a clutch field goal. Um, you know, what was it, 51-yarder, right down the middle. So happy with him. Happy with our return game. We Eagles just listen. In some games, you fall on the ball bounces back to you. We've had multiple chances in this game to get fumbles and get turnovers. Shout out to both teams. Either team turned over the ball. So I think these teams are very good. We have a stretch later on in the season that's kind of rough, but Eagles have one coming up that's real rough. So we'll see if we can string some wins together and make that December 10th game, I think, the game you guys are at AT&T. Let's see if we can make that a real meaningful game. Maybe that is the meaningful game. Either way, Eagles end up the season real easy. To me, the division is an afterthought at this point. We'll see what it looks like in December. We'll revisit that in December. I'm not going to have revisionist history. I'm going to be honest, like I said. If we lost this game, then Eagles are probably going to win the division. And it'll be the first time since 2004 that the same team won back-to-back, which was the Eagles. I'm not giving it up, but I'm going to keep it how I said it, unless I see otherwise, unless the Eagles collapse and Dallas goes on a run. That being said, let's get in some of the stats. Rushing, DeAndre Swift, 18 for 43. Jalen Hurts ran the ball 10 times for 36. Gainwell, 3 for 22. Gainwell, he only touched the ball 3 times, but he did score a touchdown. Hurts scored a touchdown too. DeAndre Swift did not. Pollard had 12 for 51, so that's decent. And then Prescott, 6 for 14. Not, Rico, 2 for 8. Going down to the receivers. CeeDee Lamb, 11 for 191. No touchdowns. A.J. Brown, 7 for 66 and 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb's a real deal, people. You A.J. Brown people, he's a great player, makes circus catches. But you have another top 10 guy on the opposite side of you. Devontae Smith had 3 for 51 with a touchdown. Shout out to him. Jalen Tolbert, 3 for 49 and a touchdown. We need to get him the ball more. Gallup, 2 for 19. And Brandon Cooks, 1 for 7. Not getting it done, Brandon Cooks. Jake Ferguson had a huge game, 7 for 91 with 1 touchdown. I think this is his coming out party. He's had flashes. Jalen Ferguson is the real deal. Him and Dak are getting together. Dallas Goedert, 3 for 50. Big game. Cowboys always have a hard time defending the tight end. 3 for 50 for Dallas Goedert. No touchdowns, but I hope he's okay. I know he has the forearm. Maybe it's a bone, but I don't think it would be anything season-ending. Hopefully it's not broken or don't need a pin, because that would require season-ending. But getting to the quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts was 17 for 23, 207 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 1. He dropped a dime. It was a push-off. I mean, if we're going to be honest, and we call ticky-tack against Dallas, that was a push-off in the end zone. But hell of a throw regardless. I can't sit here. Dak would have thrown it out of bounds probably. So the fact that he dropped it in a dime, it made it tough for the official to call the push-off, but it was. I mean, it was blatant. You could see the replay. It was a push-off. And I only say that because you had calls against Dallas that were far less egregious than a non-scoring play. So it was like, I don't understand why the officials are getting involved. Let them play. Don't call any penalties unless it's blatant. Jalen Hurts, A 17 for 23, 207, and 2 touchdowns. He's playing banged up, but it was a gutty performance. Not overwhelming stats. You can't sit there and go, "Oh my God!" You know, it was okay. He he fumbled the ball once, and he got it back. Luckily, Dak Prescott 29 for 44, 374 yards and 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs. Dak Prescott played a hell of a game. Obviously, I don't. I mean, I wish he would have dove before he stepped out of bounds. We had many opportunities to score some points. So we left a lot out there. There's a lot of meat on the bone, people. But that doesn't mean nothing. We lost. We got the big L. The Cowboys got the L today. Jerry Jones, that was your Super Bowl, or that was a playoff game. You lost, big guy. You lost. Don't like how we're starting these games. Let me get down to it. Tell me how I want to see. I want to see time of possession. That's what I want to see. Let's see if there. Let me see if I can find it. Excuse me. Recap. Let's see. Let's see here. Total. Oh, okay. Total yards. This is a good one. Dallas had 406 total yards. The Philadelphia Eagles had 292. The more explosive team was the Dallas Cowboys. That doesn't mean nothing if you don't end up getting touchdowns. Okay, every time you miss an opportunity to score, it causes an issue. The 2-point conversion, that was an issue. That was the right call. But, it wasn't good enough. That's the bottom line. It was not good enough. First downs. Dallas Cowboys had 27 first downs. The Eagles had 20. That's a substantial margin. Dallas had a time of possession 29-42. Eagles 30-18. Almost a dead heat. Rushing. Eagles had 7 rushing first downs. Dallas has 3. That's to be expected. Eagles have a better offensive line. Passing, we had 19 to your 10. We had, again, we had 406 net yards. Eagles had 292. Net rushing, Eagles 109. Dallas 73. Net passing, 333 to 183. So, penalties. It ended up evening out. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Once you got a double score lead, Dallas had 10 for 83. Eagles had 10 for 98. Now, I don't, listen, the final score put aside, that's not a way to call an NFL game. Unless somebody's head gets ripped off. These ticky-tap fouls have to be stopped. They're doing this not because they hate the Cowboys or they love the Eagles, because scoring is down across the league, and this is what I told Mark this about a month ago. This is what's going to happen. We're going to see all these penalties. I don't want to see my team lose or your team lose because of penalties. I don't want to see it. If we lose to the Eagles because they're better, damn it, then they're better. I don't believe that was the case. I'm sorry. If you're honest with that game, were we perfect? Hell no. Our offensive line struggled at times. I thought our defense did decent. So, turnovers, we had 1 turnover. It was a fumble. I'm trying to think which fumble it was. I didn't know we had a fumble, but I guess we did. Normally, if you lose the turnover battle, you lose the game. Eagles punted 5 times. Cowboys punted twice. Very, very frustrating. We were 3 for 5 in the red zone. Eagles were 3 for 3, 100% in the red zone. Helped out by what, but it is what it is. So that's it. Eagles win. They go to 8-1. They go into their bye. They need to heal up a little bit. We go home to play the Giants. I expect us to throttle the Giants. I expect us to be 6-3. Eagles will be 8-1. We'll be 2 behind. I'm not looking past the Giants. If we lose against the Giants, then we got a lot more problems than the Philadelphia Eagles. So I expect us to be 2 behind plus the tiebreaker until we play again. So shout out to the Eagles again. I'm an emotional guy when I watch the games. It is what it is. I don't care. I just don't want people coming in at the end thinking you're going to say something, Hamid. It's not right. Sorry, it ain't. That's why we took your rents away. You want to, you're just an over the top, and you don't really think things through. You just want to say what you want to say. Hit the road, bro. Unless you want to be cool and say, it's like you got lucky here, or the officials didn't quite call it even. Um, but again, that being said, Eagles win, we lose. That's all that really matters, right? Nobody cares, in my opinion. But we shall see. I mean, I just want to go over our remaining schedule, or like the next month of the season, before I get out of here. All right, let's see here. Eagles have a bye, right? So week 10, Dallas is at home against the Giants. Come on now. That's a dub. So we're 2 games behind plus the head-to-head. Week 11, week 11, week 11. What do we got week 11? Dallas is at Carolina. Again, that's a dub. And the Eagles are at Kansas City. They're at Kansas City. That's a big game. If you can go in and revenge a Super Bowl loss, then that would really say, well, shut up, Dallas. You're not catching us. But that's a tough one. And that's a tough place to play on a Monday night. The good thing is you got a little extra time to do that. I don't think Kansas City's playing that good, but if you're going to be the underdog there, most likely. So if you're the underdog, assuming everybody's healthy on both sides or relatively healthy at this point in the season, then we're 1 game behind you. Okay. Then we're 1 game behind you plus the head-to-head. Go to week 12. Thanksgiving, we're home against Washington. We should take care of business against Sam Howell. We should. We should. And Eagles are home against Buffalo. So, I had you losing that game. We shall see. But Buffalo's a tough team. If you lose and we win, now we're tied. So, going into week 13. And then week 13, Seattle at Dallas, Thursday, the Thursday after Thanksgiving. And San Fran and Philly. I think that's a revenge game. I think you beat San Fran, so I think we're still tied there. That sets up week 14. Week 14 is a Sunday night game, Eagles at Dallas. So I think it's looking fine for my Cowboys, all things equal. But again, we shall see. We got to get there. We got a lot of games between now and then. Right now, Eagles are the better team. Eagles won. The refs can go take a long walk off a short pier because I'm done. I'm done with these referees. Done, done, done. That being said, congratulations, Eagle fans. Hamid, you're welcome back, but you're on a short leash, bro. We can't have you be gone, missing in action the whole game and coming at the end to get your digs. That's not cool, man. That's not how we roll. All right? Peace out, everybody. Congrats, Eagles. Later.